First music guest is Bongi Mvuyana, and Bongi hails from KZN and is a soul singer and songwriter. Her debut single, I Wonder, came out in 2014 and was the song that introduced her to the South African and the African music scene. Well, on Friday, she released her latest single, I Don't Know Why, from her album Dopamine. Now, the song is written by Bongi and composed with Mothusi, Thusi and Tiago, Correia-Paulo. It is a song about the vicious cycle of enduring heartache and the struggles of being unable to leave, even under these unfavourable circumstances. She joins us now via Skype to tell us more about herself and the latest single. A very good morning to you, Bongi. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You released your single, I Don't Know Why, this past Friday. Take us through the story behind this song and how it resonates with you.
I Don't Know Why is actually based on my life. I write from my life experiences. And so, I Don't Know Why is actually about a love that existed previously in my life. And I felt that it was so important for me to actually write about this experience, about having loved somebody who just keeps on putting you through all sorts of chaos. Because I feel that, when you write from an authentic place, people can relate to you and that people can actually take something from it that's actually quite real.
Well, the song comes off your album Dopamine. I mean, what's the inspiration of this album and who did you work with to bring it all together?
The inspiration of this album, to be honest with you, was my life experience. Okay. As a songwriter, like I mentioned earlier, I write from my life. It's almost like a cathartic way of me working through my emotions and everything that I'm going through. And on the album, I worked with Mothusi, which you've mentioned. He composed with me, as well as William Jua, who's he plays keys and violin. He plays the sitar. So you'll start to hear a lot of interesting instruments coming through in my album. And then Tiago Correia-Paulo, who is actually from 340 Mil. He is the one who produced the whole album. He basically, I would say he put the golden layer over everything.
And with COVID-19 looming, Bongi, how has that affected you in creating more content and taking it to the people?
To be honest with you, it's been a bit of a twofold situation. It's a blessing in the sense that, everything has slowed down a bit. So you get a lot more time to spend in studio. So I'm in the studio quite a lot. I'm writing new music as we speak. I've been releasing a lot of music and I will continue to be releasing a lot of music this year, which is something I hardly have time for. So I often release quite slowly over the years, whereas this year, because of COVID-19 and being at home all this time, I've been able to release more frequently. But then on the other side, we can't perform, we can't go out there and interact with our audiences, which, for me as an artist, that's one of the most rewarding parts of what I do. So that's the unfortunate part, unfortunately.
Bongi, we've been talking about your music, but you don't actually, for those who don't actually know what kind of music you sing, how would you describe your sound?
All right. I usually call it alternative soul because I can't really fit it into neo soul. Every time I say soul, people have the idea of maybe an India.Arie or, your Lauryn Hills. Yeah. Whereas I lend a lot from that genre, but also experiment with a lot of other genres like jazz, like folk music as well. So that comes through a lot in my music. I'm also a house music vocalist. And I've done a couple of songs with some interesting producers like Ralph Gum. I'm about to do a couple of remixes with China Music, Ulo de Song. So I have been working on the house music scene as well.
Your album comes out on the 20th. Take us through what you want people to take away after listening to it.
Well, it comes out on the 22nd of May. And I would like for people to really take away real experiences that they can cry through, that they can laugh through, that they can feel like, somebody understands me. And also, just from a musical perspective, I do believe we threw a lot of our musicianship and our creativity into it. So it's something for the, music aficionados as well to enjoy and really, really have fun with.
All right, do advise us on, the info with regards to downloading your music or where you can get hold of your music.
So my music is on all digital stores. So right now, I Don't Know Why, which is my single, came out on all digital stores on Friday.
Okay.
And you'll also find my album next week, Friday, on the 22nd of May on all digital stores. Or you can just follow me on Bongi Mvuyana on Instagram or Twitter, and you'll always get information about where my music has been released.
All right, Bongi, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.